say about people that me and Steve bully you?
If they think I am being bullied, what are they doing? Carl's being bullied. Well, first of all, I'm nearly 40s, don't worry about me. And two, well, if you're worried about it, do something.
How does a dishwasher that's been found on Mars?
Rubbish.
Woo, what? Sum up mankind's foray into the future.
I reckon we'll blend all our food.
Hello, Doctor.
Hello?
I have a pain.
Okay, whereabouts is the pain?
My anus.
Of course it is.
And I said, what's this here? So I wandered over, right? Got right up close to it, and somebody had roted.
Somebody had roted?
Oh.
Give an example.
You smell. You shit.
Carl, if you could spend a day with an exact replica of you, what would you do with this?
How would I know which one I was?
That is the most stupid thing ever said by a human being. You didn't eat toad.
I had a little bit of toad. I've always wanted to kick a duck up the arse.
Oh, yeah. Double your investment in one year.
What bullshit? Oh, fucking hell. Came up with a good idea. See-through skin. Jesus. Where's Carlos gone? He's just shouting Congress tart. Shit. Shit. Hey, see, why have you got a boner now? Pack it in. Stop putting the fucking bins out.
So this is in your head.
There's dirty, shitty undies all over the fucking pavement. If you want. I'll tell you what, you're not coming back here. Fuck off. I've told you, it attracts foxes. You fucking stink. Have a bath, you smelly shit. Get the fuck out! I don't want to do it!
This has happened to you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has, yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah, it has.
What did you do?
They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit.
Out of every project Ricky's given us, I don't think there's any as beloved as Carl Pilkington. Since meeting him in 2001, we've had 2 shows created by Ricky and starring Carl, and like a million hours of the XFM radio show they used to host together with Stephen Merchant. And I thought it'd be interesting to not only look at the 2 shows Ricky made, but also the projects Carl took upon himself to produce afterwards. I know I said these reviews are only looking at Gervais's work, but it's the natural order. You know, Ricky produced Carl, and so the way I see it, whatever Carl produces is all part of the same bloodline. But as I said, Ricky found Carl in 2001. At this time, Ricky and Steve were hosting the morning show on XFM radio, but after creating season 1 of The Office, they returned to the studio as big famous heroes, and so were given a workplace grunt to press all their buttons for them and come up with terrible segments. And this grunt was named Carl. All these early episodes of the radio show are available on YouTube, and it's interesting to see the progression of Ricky slowly realising the goldmine in front of him. The more he opened his mouth, the more Ricky and Steve realised the potential. And what we were given is hours upon hours of the funniest radio you will ever hear. Now obviously a lot of the conversations from the XFM show were later animated and made into the Ricky Gervais show, but there's so much great content that was never used. Educating Ricky being one, where Carl would give Ricky a choice of sort of headlines and then tell the story behind them.
I'm going to come in with topics every week, and this week I've got
Ghosts?
No, hanging bacon is one of the topics.
Say that again?
Hanging bacon.
Hanging bacon?
All the titles.
Francis Bacon.
No, all the titles are sort of named to sort of tease you and get you more interested in it.
Well, what's another title one?
Hairy Chinese kid.
I'm gonna go for that one.
If there was a university degree with that title...
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go for Hairy Chinese Kid,
And
I think.
the final one, Alien gives man a beard.
Right,
Alien gives man a beard.
I am gonna burst. Right, listen, Carl, you've got to tell me. Right, first, right, let's do it in reverse
No,
order.
we're not going to do it now anyway.
What do you mean? We've got to do it now. I mean, this is the first interesting thing you've said in an hour.
Also, if you ever want to hear Ricky truly enraged, Carl's segment Rockbusters on the show is another really good one. Every week or so, Carl would come up with 3 cryptic clues to a band or artist, and then the audience would have to guess who the artist is to earn some really cheap prizes. But obviously, Carl's not the smartest man in the world, so the clues are usually pretty shit, which angers Ricky every single time.
If you are new, you haven't heard it before, I sort of give a cryptic clue and then some initials.
I'd say it isn't cryptic. It's like, what am I thinking? That might or might not be the initials that I'm gonna say. That's how you gotta think, really. Yeah. But go on.
Last one. That stuff I put on my toast.
Yeah.
Right? sort of doesn't taste right. It's not sort of sharp enough.
No, well, I got it to be blunt, and I got jam blunt.
But there's no artist called Jam.
There's no jam. No, there's an artist called the Jam.
No, but look like Jam's Blunt.
Jam's Blunt. I don't know anyone called Jam's Blunt, though, mate.
So there's your answer.
No, what's the answer?
James Blunt.
No, you said Jam's Blunt, mate.
Jam's Blunt. So
doesn't work.
So who's the winner?
It doesn't work. It's not a cryptic clue. It doesn't work.
A couple years later, Ricky and Steve decided to start their own podcast, with Carl being the main subject. These podcasts, paired with their old XFM radio show, would then be chopped up, animated and aired on HBO in 2010 as The Ricky Gervais Show, giving the broader public their first taste of Carl. And whoever's idea this was, Ricky's or Steve's or HBO's, it was absolutely genius. Yeah, the audio was there for people to listen to, but the animation really adds to the stories and ideas Carl is spouting, and ensures you're only getting the very best stuff as well. Just hours upon hours of Carl giving his opinions on things and telling made up stories, and a lot of abuse and laughing from Ricky and Steve. Definitely S tier, there's nothing really wrong with it. It was a great idea and some of the best radio you ever hear. Skadoosh.
Hi, I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Stephen Merchant.
Hello.
And Carl Pilkington.
Right.
And we've made a brand new series in which we send Carl around the world to see the 7 wonders. Enjoy it?
No, I hated it.
That was sort of the point. I was hoping for that.
Next, in the same year the Ricky Gervais Show was released, Sky brought us the first series of Carl Pilkington's 7 Wonders.
Well, I had a meeting with everyone, and they weren't sure about the title, Carl Pilkington's 7 Wonders. An idiot abroad.
Well, no, we didn't say anything. We didn't say anything about that. We said it's Carl Pilkington's 7 Wonders.
An Idiot Abroad was a smash hit right off the bat, and it's no wonder why. After the Ricky Gervais Show and the trailers dropped for An Idiot Abroad, the British public immediately took to Pilky like a fruit fly to an orange. Obviously, having Ricky's name attached definitely helped, but projects like Extras and The Invention of Lying never really became as popular as anything involving Carl. He's just impossible not to watch. He was an outlet of unfiltered truth. He could profess the most uneducated opinions on different cultures, but his innocence and stupidity made it acceptable.
They're different.
What, Chinese people?
They just wreck everything. They make everything weird. You know what I mean? Octopus. Toad.
He just made that one up!
No. Especially for our generation, travel documentaries as a whole have a tendency to be boring. And that's because the lens we watch them through are usually a boring person. Oh yeah, look at the architecture of this. Look at the historical blah, blah, fucking shit. Like, nobody actually cares. Like, go home. With An Idiot Abroad though, we get the best of both worlds. It does act as a great travel series. Carl and the crew really dive deep into different cultures, more so than actual serious travel docs, but we also get a truly entertaining lens to see it all through. It's not just banking on the wonderment alone, we also get to witness an honest, pessimistic and hilarious perspective all the way through it. Some standout moments for me, definitely all the bungee jump moments. Ricky basically forcing Carl to bungee jump by donating to charity, and then Carl pretending to do it and then getting caught out. There are some genuine bits of believable drama throughout the series. It doesn't feel overly edited or manipulative like most documentary/reality programs are nowadays. My only gripe with An Idiot Abroad though would probably be the last season with Warwick Davis. And I feel like the main reason for this is the absence of Stephen Merchant. Something about him not being there just kind of makes the show feel empty. If you see the first 2 seasons as just 2 best friends playing a practical joke on their stupider friend, then having Ricky do it by himself for whatever reason just kind of makes it look a bit sad. There's only speculation around why Steve wasn't involved with Series 3, and most of the speculation is just scheduling conflicts. Steve was working on his sitcom and maybe couldn't be part of the show, who knows. But the dynamic between Warwick and Carl doesn't really make up for it. Even if they were constantly at odds, it would make for entertaining TV, but they just don't really gel together. I feel like Ricky was hoping for a much bigger clash in personalities than we actually got. Also, An Idiot Abroad the short way round. I mean, it's about Carl and Warwick, and yeah, Warwick's short, but it's not really the main focus, is it? Overall though, An Idiot Abroad is one of my favourite projects in Ricky's catalogue, and it's an A-tier show. Now, as a Carl-centric part of this series I'm doing, it's going to be a shorter one compared to the others, but there were 2 more shows that Carl took on after his time with Ricky came to an end. And good on him. He got his start into entertainment through Ricky, and then he capitalised it as best as he could after the fact.
So you go around the world to find the answer to these from different
I mean, I'll tell you now, there isn't any answers.
Right.
I'm more clueless now than I was at the beginning, because the world's pretty mad, isn't it?
The first of these two ventures was called The Moaning of Life, which ran for 2 seasons in 2013 and 2015. I never really gave this show a chance until making this video. It just kind of seemed like an extension of An Idiot Abroad, but without Ricky, which I wasn't really interested in. But after watching a few episodes, it actually does stand on its own. It's definitely got a similar feel to An Idiot Abroad, but the difference here is Carl has more of a say in where he gets to go and what themes each episode will explore. What we get is a much less grumpy Carl and one who's more embracing of the different cultures and perspectives, which is a nice change of pace. Also, what I like about the show is we get many more moments of Carl interacting with people, which is always fun to watch. In An Idiot Abroad, most of his interactions with people were either limited because of a language barrier or the fact that Carl just didn't want to be there. But here, Carl is actively starting conversations with people, and it can lead to some really hilariously awkward interactions.
Chose smart shirt.
Did I? Which one? Which one were you?
29. What did you like about it?
29. Can I have a smell again?
Wait, you don't remember?
I remember liking it at the time, but I've had my nose in a lot of stuff. I liked it at the time.
Okay, which one was it then?
20-something, 23.
No. Sorry.
So that's it.
That's it.
Me.
So yeah, The Moaning of Life, it lacks the great dynamic between Carl and the boys, but it makes up for it by allowing Carl to be more embracing of the experiences. However, 3 years later, Carl came back with the sitcom starring himself, called Sick of It. It follows Carl as basically just himself.
In Sick of It, I play 2 parts. I play a bloke called Carl, and I also play my inner self.
He's a cab driver who gets up to craziness every episode. It's not actually as bad as it sounds. One of my main worries when starting this show was the idea of Carl as a leading man. But he's fun to watch when he's just giving his opinion on things and speaking his mind, but it usually takes some range to lead a comedy like this. And obviously Carl isn't the most charismatic man on the planet. But the show does work the majority of the time. It's clearly inspired by Carl's real life. Every time he moans about something in the show, you just know he's taken it from a real life situation. But yeah, honestly, not too much to say about that one. But I do commend Carl for trying new things by himself and actually somewhat succeeding. Ricky definitely gave him the platform to win over the UK's hearts, and he capitalised on it fairly well. Although it is sad it seems we'll never get another show from all 3 guys, Ricky and Carl might team up again in the future, who knows. But I'm not too sure about Steve though. We've only got 4 more shows to look at by Ricky, and unfortunately Steve wasn't present on any of them. But I'll get to them soon enough. But yeah, that's all from me. Short video, you know, but I've got a lot of shit to get through next time. You know, spoiler alert. It's not good. See you later. Mwah.
Alright.